Hello everybody and welcome to Edmunds, which it actually does say in the description this afternoon here, and I promised I'll be between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. this afternoon, and you join me from Edmunds. My name is Nick Coffey here, and most people know me by that name, and hopefully we'll get more people tuned in as we go. It's a very much busy Edmunds. That's what I could actually call it in the future. Busy Edmunds. I haven't actually got Junior Spoons with me because, of course, the 12:15 bus of Haverhill of Stevenson's never showed up, but the 2:15 has. So he will be here a little bit later on, but unfortunately he won't be in the live here. Perhaps I'll do a special one with him. Maybe he can talk about his show instead. He always talks about his show that he likes to do anyway. But I'm here at the heart of Edmunds. Behind me, of course, is a whole chunk of people. I'm going to stay out of the way of that because I'm going to try and stay safe. And just want to tell you where I am, basically. This part of Edmunds is absolutely beautiful. It takes you on to the main out Westgate, something like that, and to the right is the bus station, and you can actually head towards the train station that way on a walk basis, so you can actually literally walk it, or actually get a Mully's bus, or anything that actually goes to the train station. It could well be a Thetford bus as well from the bus station over in that direction as well, and it's quite useful to know that actually. So if you fancy getting a bus, if you've got a bus pass, or you've got enough money to get on the bus to get to the train station, you can actually get to the train station this way as well. I talk about the train station, but in actual fact, of course, we're not here to talk about train stations, although one day I might actually show it. Welcome to St John Street, which is that street down there, and you can see it on that banner there. It looks lovely and gorgeous, doesn't it? So I'm doing a solo here, and of course you won't see too much of my face today, but I would actually personally say this is a good place to go actually for some food and drink, and of course unfortunately the sun up there is shining through my camera, so you're getting a bit of a glare there. It's called Edmundo, it's actually called Edmundo Lounge, as you can actually say. As you can actually see, beg your pardon on that. I think I should take away my commentary and put my later on commentary. But yeah, I've never literally been in this cafe before, but of course it looks very nice indeed inside. The market is on Butter Market over there, and it's heaving with people over there, and everyone's been really, really friendly. There is a Greg's here, which is quite useful, and we'll say hello to some people as well. There used to be a precinct over there. It's now going to be apparently turned into flats and houses, that kind of thing. So, of course, you've got your Greg's there, which is a takeaway store, and you've got Casper's there, and of course H. Sir Michael and Cafe Nero, where I just literally had a cappuccino earlier on, if you saw my live stream earlier, which is also available on YouTube. And of course I had a cappuccino for £2.80. They are taking cash or card in Cafe Nero. So hello to Kevin. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to everybody that is tuned in. Let's move forward here, and we'll try and go up to a place that actually I haven't been to in quite some time actually. So yeah, I haven't got my gimbal with me actually, because of course the top part of the gimbal broke. So yeah, I don't want the foam falling, out of its place. This looks like a nice little shop here, Kitchen Cave it's called there. Looks very nice. All these kind of things that you can buy, all outside stuff. It's a nice sort of day today, by the way. There you go, giving you an insight of what's inside the shop and what you can buy. So yeah, you join me here on this walk. If anybody wants to give a donation, we have got GoFundMe set up. So we head up towards the Grapes, which is just to the right here. As I swing right, you'll see it here. And during lockdown, it wasn't actually open and it was shut down for quite some time. That I do seem to remember. I don't know if, of course, I should walk quickly because, tell you what, if you hear music, it might detect it in that sort of note, because if you upload any videos to YouTube might actually detect it, so I have to walk quick. You've got your Oxfam there, you've got your butchers there. We've also got a butchers in Haverhill as well, but of course there's one in Bury here, and it's been standing there for quite some time actually. So this is the Grapes here to the right, and they have music on there because I've actually seen live streams at this pub here. This is an awkward sort of crossing here, and it can be dangerous because I once fell over once. I got knocked over once, but interesting to see a pound land, not £2 land lorry doing deliveries. That's good. So Andrew Street South is here as I zoom in right this minute here, and that's to the left as the camera swings that way. You've got lovely fish and chips there, Bury fish and chips over there, definitely worth trying out. And you've got the main actual shopping centre. The Arc shopping centre is in that sort of direction, and it is a beautiful area. We'll probably do a live there at some stage. So yeah, William Hill is still open at the moment, so cars indicating there. You've got to be very careful here as we cross here, because you don't know what's around the corner, so you have to be very careful. So yeah, hello to anybody that is tuned in right this minute here. Please spread the word, please share this stream. And we've got Mully's bus there. They are the only buses at the moment going through this area here, because normally the 15 or the 14 normally goes through here, but it's going right round the other side. It bypasses it basically because of this building here. As you can see, it's up in scaffolding. I don't know what it is actually they're doing, but of course let me know in the comments if you know what they're doing. It'd be interesting to know. So yeah, we move around here, and of course that route takes you to the bus station, and over there you've got the Northern Cafe there. Lovely breakfast is there. I once stayed there for breakfast. It was just purely amazing. Hello to Debbie, and good afternoon to everybody tuned in right this minute, and welcome to this walk. And of course, touring with us is not all about the walks here. We do other things besides. And yes, this is a nice little street here. You've got your Spice Garden here. Haven't been down this route for quite some time. And look at the styles of the buildings here as we look from left to right. We've come here on a good day, and of course I've always known it to be quite wet when I come over here. Maybe I'm quite lucky this year with the weather, and since I've been over here it's been unbeaten weather. So yeah, that's quite interesting to know about that. So we're walking down towards, hopefully, an old place that I used to go for college. Wonder what's down there. Yeah, it's the Karen Flingbeth Bridal there. So obviously you can get your wedding dresses there. And this is where the actual 15 and 14 bus comes through actually at the moment, because it normally goes through the actual Arc Centre. It normally stops there and then goes to the bus station. You've got Balin's music there. It's been there for quite some time. Let me know in the comments how long Balin's has been there. Look at those flowers over there. I have to say they are gorgeous, aren't they, to look at. So yeah, that's great. So what I plan to do actually is to go down towards this route here, which actually takes you to that old college. I would say old college, it's not an old college, it's actually been done up since I went to college. I think it's called Out Risbygate or something like that, you know. And let us know what the signal's like. It's very interesting to know about the signal. Do you know what? I'm having to change my hands over here because actually it's quite a strain having my hand on the camera all the time, because actually literally I've got it hooked up to my battery in case the battery goes funny. So yeah, the battery could go off at any time. So I don't know a lot about the history here, but of course if anybody can help me out in the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube or any other available source. But I would personally say this is a very much Tudor's sort of style building, and it looks actually like a pub. I think it is. I remember seeing that as a pub, and I think it is actually still a pub. It's something that's got a menu there. I don't know if you can see the menu there. I'd have to go on to the other side to see it properly. But it looks like quite a classy pub. It's quite a unique one as well. And you've got another lot of buildings down here which people don't often see by the naked eye. You've got a short stay car park which is just literally up the road when the camera turns left, up in that sort of area. So if you ever want to park up here, then feel free to use this car park, but I think it is a pay and display short stay only. And it is up a road called Schoolyard. So if you're watching on the replay, massive hello to you, and please spread the word about touring with us, because it's very key that you do that. I'm Nick Coffey here, and welcome to the channel. If you are just switching on, please spread the word as much as possible. I thought I'd give you the actual sound of just normal traffic for a little while, and you can see the routes from either side. You've got Sudbury on the A134, Thetford on the A134 that way to the right, and this, never been there before but might try it out one day, A143, that's to the right, and Ipswich on the A14, and Haverhill. It's actually got Haverhill there. A bit of an advertisement for Haverhill in Suffolk, because actually Haverhill is a unique town of Suffolk actually, on the A143, which hopefully I'll be heading that way today. All being well. I always say all being well. Come up to Nelson Road, which of course is all signposted there. Most of the roads are signposted and labelled, which is quite nice as well. Look at the state of these passes. These passes are quite nice actually, to be fair. Let us know what the signal's like, if the signal's okay, is it dodgy, is it nice, is it flowing very nice, is the sound okay? That's what we'd like to hear. We might actually do one day live on YouTube only. We can only do that currently on the StreamYard note, and that is a third-party software, so the sound is going to be a little bit different to what it is direct, so bear that in mind. So yeah, it looks like Anne Cleeve's house, that does, by the way. And you've got Wilco there. And you've actually got a route that takes you into the bus station there. And the bus station of Bury St Edmunds is on the other side of those sort of buildings there. And there is a way you can get to the bus station very quickly, instead of going round the other way. So we walk on. We go as far as we can go today. We won't obviously go too far, because it's a long walk for me, because I'm not actually used to it. We've got to cross this roundabout here, and by doing that, we have to be patient. Don't know what they're building here. Hopefully I'll do a long walk with Julian back on Monday, depending on the weather, obviously. And can anyone see that actually from here? Maybe you can't. I can only read it when I'm zoomed in. Is it Cogston House? Something like that. It's a strange looking sign for a house. And you've got flowers up and down the street here, which is very, very nice indeed. What I might have to do is safely cross over here, because it's the only way to do it safely, because I need to get to the other side. So of course I have to wait for these cars to go by. Thank you very much, he's letting me by. So yeah, that was just a thumbs up from the car driver there, just in case you didn't actually see that. So you're joining us here on Touring with Us, and of course, even if you're watching on replay, we appreciate if you could actually give us a donation towards the charities that we normally mention. I'll mention those first: Salvation Army and the Reach and the running costs, all combined into 3 at the moment. So we really do appreciate every penny that you give to us. Should you give us anything at all, you can do it in person if you fancy doing that way, if you don't want to do it online like some people have done in the past. It's important to press this button, and hopefully you don't get any sort of germs from people touching it. That's the main roundabout in that sort of direction. Remember, I've got to walk this way. I think I can go now. I believe I can. And I'm actually wrong. I've got to wait, because it actually does say wait. So if I'd have gone too early, I would have probably got squashed like a rabbit. Oh, it's safe to go. So yeah, you have to cross a lot of traffic lights to get to the place that I want to go to. And again, you've got to press this light here. Some people choose to go early, but I'm not taking that risk. Oh, I can go actually, because it does actually say I can go. So yeah, walking towards an older area that I haven't been to in quite some sort of time, and I'll probably end up walking up that path on the way back, and that's where I'm going to end up the walk. And that was what I was planning. Everybody wanted us to go to Bury St Edmunds, and thank you very much everybody who is tuning in, whether you're tuning in live or you're tuning in on YouTube channel. So yeah, you can be tuned in absolutely anywhere. We appreciate that, wherever you are watching. So this is a nice little walk here towards this way. Hopefully I don't get out of breath, because I haven't done this walk for a long time, but I do know where I'm going. And hopefully we'll end up in a nice little area. But it seems long enough for me, but actually there's a big queue there. Is it rush hour? I don't know, but yeah. Let us know what the signal's like. Normally it's quite good in Bury St Edmunds. We're using 4G here, so of course we have to rely on EE for the time being. And it does use up this kind of data if you're using 4G. So bear that in mind in the future. There's a bus stop on the left-hand side here. Now, I don't know what kind of bus goes through here. Maybe it's a school bus that actually goes to that one. It's not often people mention about bus stops, but it's useful to know. Just coming past Chancellery Mews, which is to that direction there, where it's probably a residential home. The sun is beautiful here in September, so we're quite privileged with that. Nice trees there, I've got to say. And literally I've just walked from that area here and come all the way up here. So coming up to Springfield Road, I can see that over there. And what we'll do is walk up to the West Suffolk College, which has changed over the years. There used to be a pub over here many years ago, and can anyone remember what it was? And let me know in the comments if you think you know the answer. It's not a quiz, but it's to help me out. So, yeah, we're coming along this nice little road here, which takes you eventually onto the West Suffolk College. And it's changed so much dramatically over the years. It feels like a walk for miles. It really has. You've got your cycle paths here. And who wouldn't enjoy a nice little walk on a nice day like this? Feels like it's going to thunderstorm. It's that warm down here in September. You've got your pet shops there. Blimey, those leaves are coming off very fast, I have to say. So Anne is tuned in. The Falcon, thank you very much for that. The Falcon is what it used to be. It used to be a pub. Can anyone remember where it was? Thank you very much for that, Anne. Useful information. So I remember that for next time. And it used to be, I think it was here actually. This building here. So that was the old Falcon. It used to be a very good pub. I remember sitting in it, and it's probably belonging to someone else now. I'm trying to think what it actually says on that. Can anyone read that? Probably better than I can here, standing here. So I've got the sun glaring here. Be careful of these area here, because you can easily fall over without thinking about it. Oh, Risby Gate Street, that's called there. But that was the pub, I'm sure it was that one, unless I'm wrong. But it's no longer a pub anymore. People used to actually go to this pub, and I used to sit in with my college friends. What I had at the time, basically. So, yeah. So, good afternoon to you, Anne, and thank you very much for watching us this afternoon. And it's nice that people, at least one person is watching live. That's the main thing. And maybe more people watch on the replay. And I'm sure Kim Smith will watch on the replay, so I want to give her a shout out. Also a shout out to Steve Bradford if you're watching late. And also oh dear, the guy from Wolverhampton. Hayley as well, his husband. And Nick Dean, that's it. And Hayley Dean, and hello to both of you. I can really feel the sun glaring through my face at the moment. It's extremely hot this time of year, and maybe it's the last hot weather, I don't know. Got a little bend there, I might actually have to use that later. We are at Grove Road now, just to prove that point. There's a bench on there, it's quite useful to sit out here and enjoy the sun. I seem to recall the other day a videographer, I don't know what his name was, but he done a wonderful job filming a walk, and it was a walk for some sort of girl charity, and he was just filming all the way through Edmunds in the evening as well. Unfortunately, I don't get a chance to see Bury at night unless I stay the night somewhere, but of course maybe one day I'll do that, get a night version of Bury St Edmunds, because we have to rely on buses to get back. I literally got the early one this morning, 10 to 8, I think it was, quite early actually, and it did turn up. The 12:15 did not show up, so of course that's why Julian Spoons is not actually with me. So we're walking as far as we can go up here. We won't go any further today, but maybe on another day we might actually try and walk through it if we can. It's a big dip. Just imagine doing a roly-poly down there. But this part actually has been here for quite some time. So let's draw a bit of breath here. We can hear a fire engine there, that's what's making the noise. And there's some trees that I remember. I don't know if that was where Julian once got thrown a stone or something like that for nothing, but that was a long time ago. You've got a park there, which is a new park here, and that wasn't there before, I seem to remember. You've got all the college people out there today. It feels like we're in Cambridge. But I remember there was a bus shelter here somewhere, and that's now gone. Where's it gone? That's a shame it's gone, actually, to be fair. But it looks nice here on a day like this. Thankfully it's not cold. If it was cold I wouldn't be doing this, obviously. But the sun is still glaring through my face. I won't get too much of it, because apparently it's not good for your body to get too much sun, otherwise you end up getting cancer, apparently. Probably why Sean Lock, the comedian, passed away, because he had too much sun on him. Maybe, we don't know. There's another bin there, it's quite nice. You can actually walk through here, which is quite nice to do that. You can see that. Is the signal okay? Let us know. That's what I'd like to know. Yes, there is a bus stop as a bus station or bus shelter, if you like, but it was a different one beforehand. That's what I'm speaking about. I remember having a photograph with a female from Stowmarket. I don't think she's around now. Her name was Lisa Medhurst, but of course I don't think she's around, because obviously, sadly, due to her epilepsy, she passed away, I heard. But that is another thing. It's a sad thing when that happens. I couldn't believe it at the time, actually. But anyway, some nice little bushes to go along with the bus stop here. Nice bus stop. So we walk along here. Obviously you've got your students waiting for a bus. It's nice to have a bus shelter, because in case it rains, it's quite useful to know all that. Another bin there, which is good. Don't think they had that years ago. So a lot's changed here since I was here at this college. I have to say, I never enjoyed college, to be fair, but it felt like school to me when I went to college. And of course it's nice seeing the building as it is now. I remember that used to be just a building at the back of that. I don't know if the old building is still there, but of course that is a new sign up there. We're going to have a little bit of a closer look in just a moment, but we can only go as far as we can go, so I don't think we're allowed to go and enter through it too much. Probably won't be allowed to go inside, but yeah, this is just amazing. I'm sure it's like a dream that I've had before, to come back to this area. And you got your lovely bushes here. It's amazing. I do remember those bushes here, and I remember there used to be a radio station on the other side of this building, and there used to be a sports centre. I don't know if that's still there, but of course there used to be a running track around that area as well. And I remember, of course, trying to get to this radio station called Vibe FM back in the day, and which later became Kiss 100, or maybe Kiss FM, because it was originally Kiss 100 in London. And of course The building is probably still as KISS at the moment, Oldling Road, I think. I remember the name of the road. And, of course, I was once chased by a dog over there, and I was, like, scared like hell. And thankfully I didn't bring my camera there, because it wouldn't have been a pretty sight. But, like I say, this is quite a new area here. This building is quite new. It's quite a dream to come and see it here for the first time. I remember there was a Minden house here, and behind it there was a building area. I believe that area is still existing, this part here, but I think it's probably been rebuilt, and there used to be classrooms around that sort of area. This is all new here, and of course I don't quite know what it is actually on that side. Let us know in the comments what it is. Sports Centre still there. That's on the other side. So it's amazing, this. Pretty much amazing. So, yeah, it's great to be here. And, of course, I'm going to have to draw my breath because, actually, I'm still hot by walking this distance. But I'm not going to be walking too far today, as some people walk for miles and miles and miles and never stop. But of course that's not really me, not at this moment of time. But it's nice to get out and about. There's hardly anyone around here, and it's just amazing to see. And if anyone knows any history about that sort of tower there, which is literally hiding behind those trees, let me know in the comments, because I know there's some history about that, but I don't quite know what it is. There is some bushes down there and walkways, that kind of thing. And I believe you can walk through the car park. There used to be a car park, and somebody used to blare out some dance music, and we used to say turn the music up from the classroom, and that was amazing days. And it was actually Run DMC, a track called that, and it's like this, something like that. Those were the days of that kind of music back in the 90s. So yeah, what's Anne saying now? Let me just try and read this, by the way. The Milden Rose pub is now gone. Now it's nursery. Now nursery, right, okay. What pub is that? Is that in the area? I don't know. But I know there was a nursery, or I seem to remember there was a nursery over on the other side of that building, and then there was a building site just for those people who wanted to do bricklaying. I don't think music is a course at this college. I might be mistaken by that. I don't know what kind of studies they do, and I know there used to be a diner in there, and of course it's probably over the years changed. So let's draw my breath now, and yeah, let's get to sit down for a bit now. I need to sit down after all that, but yeah, like I say, I'm not going to show myself too often. I just want to really show you the walks and the area that I am in now. I think it's out Risby Gate or Westgate or something like that. I think it's that. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it is quite a nice little area. It's extremely hot. It's mostly the hottest day that I could ever think of ever in September. Maybe it's a good thing, gets rid of all this sort of bug that's been going around, because I actually had literally a bug about 4 weeks ago. Feeling fine now though. I have to say I'm really raring to go. I'm still waiting for Julian Spoons to come on the bus. He's on his way now, but of course he'll be probably speaking to us a little bit later on when we're sat down actually. But yeah, I'll probably end up having a nice little break at the KFC, which I'm going to head to in just a little bit. But if anybody wants to donate to the channel at any time, feel free to do so. We do really appreciate it. Oh God, I'm sweating now. So honestly, but if anybody wants to do that, of course, feel free to do so. Even if you've got 5p, 20p, £10, £5, whatever you got, and it really does help support the channel. And of course you'll be helping charities like Reach and Salvation Army, and of course it goes towards the running costs to keep us all going, so that we can do more of these kind of walks in the future, maybe do occasional night stays and all that kind of thing. So let's have a look at what Anne says. Up near the traffic lights where as Asda is in Risby Gate Street. Is that in that direction, which I'm going to switch over the camera? Is that in that sort of direction? We won't be going too far today. We won't be going to that direction, but I think it's in that direction as you're talking about. But we're going to head to the left as the camera swings that way. So, of course, let's get back onto the other part of the road here. So I enjoyed actually seeing this, and remember where you see this, because of course you don't often see it in glorious sunshine day here. If you want to take a lovely snap picture of that, feel free to do so, because it is a lovely shot of picture there, I have to say, because I believe the actual signal is okay and people can see it very clearly. Sometimes in certain locations the signal can get a little bit dodgy and it can get a bit rough. And of course, some cases people have to reset the stream, and of course we haven't had to do that, although of course it might say trying to connect, but so far so good, and we're able to continue with the walk. Otherwise somebody will be complaining if the signal's bad. But this is the bus stop here. It's not often people talk about bus stops, but yeah, I was showing you that just a minute ago, just to the left. There were some people waiting for it, but maybe they've given up because there's so many buses that end up not turning up. So you can see there's a Money's bus coming through there. Alright, she says yes. Oh, there's a stagecoach coming through that way. It's been diverted, I reckon. So yeah, that's a different way into Bury St Edmunds. It doesn't often come through that way, but it is today. There's another bus stop up there where that gentleman is walking from. You can just vaguely see it, and yeah, some signs there for your cars there if anybody likes travelling in their cars. I don't know if you can see that sign. Probably see it better than I can here on my phone because it's on bigger screen. But yeah, I'm going to try and cross in just a second, although it's not that straightforward to cross. Just have to wait for a car to wave me by, or actually wait for a gap. It's rather like walking through Newmarket at a busy time. If you want to check out my Newmarket videos, I have done them in the past. I might do Newmarket again. I might even do this. It'd be interesting to do this actually, even for a video for the first time. If we haven't been to the location before, we'll try it for the first time and do it on the video. Right, okay. A taxi won't let me by here. Incredible. Not even a bus. But it's a Mully's one there. They're quite good actually, Mully's. They do occasionally turn up. More so than Stevenson's at the moment. But Stevenson's got to have a big kick up the backside at the moment, you know. But if you're watching in the future, they may have sorted it out by now. But yeah, live life to the full. I like that sort of sign there. So let's walk slowly down here so I can draw my breath back. I don't feel out of breath, which is good for the first time. So yeah, another great view of the West Suffolk College, which is a brand new college. Well, brand new, of course, been sort of done up over the years, but it never used to look like this. I'm sure there's old pictures of the college, what it looked like before, you know, in my days, in the 90s. I don't know if anybody has ever been to that college. But, yeah, as I say, college wasn't my forte, but although I did get a job out of it, you know, somebody did help me, and I can't remember the name of the teacher now. There was a helper that actually got me into a dart factory, which is no longer going now, sadly, because they packed up and went to Kenya. We're talking about the dart factory at Wimble in Haverhill, which of course used to be Homefield Road, that sort of area of Haverhill. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever do a video of or even alive going up towards the factories of Haverhill, because I don't think it would be that exciting. Maybe for some people, but not for others. I don't know. We'd have to sort of mix it about if we was going to do that. So is everyone enjoying this walk here, this slow walk? Slowest ever walk. I'm not really going to walk fast because, you know, there's no music around. So, of course, that is a good thing about this. This is the first walk that I've done like this. I'm quite enjoying it because it's not night time, but it's daytime. But, of course, it's a nice breeze, actually, on this side of the road. It's not so hot. If you go on that side, it's extremely hot. And over on this side, it's actually quite cooler. Because actually, you got the sun blaring that way. Although it might be blinding your eye now. But that is the main sun. It's better to see it like that than actually see it with your naked eye. Not sure if it would damage our lens though, but of course, maybe not point it at the sun too long on a lens, because it might damage the lens as well as your own eyes. So this is a nice little area. I think it's out Risby Gate here. Just imagine if you was to live here. Wouldn't it be a nice sort of area to live here next to the college? It'd be feeling like Coronation Street, wouldn't it? These houses actually look like walking down Coronation Street. I'm sure that's a setting as well. If anybody watches Coronation Street. I'm not really a huge fan of Coronation Street, but of course it's nice to have a little bit of a fun joke about it. Depending on what the joke is. I could say a lot of rude ones, but of course I won't get any favours out of it. Out Risby Gate, I was absolutely right on that one. So yeah, this didn't used to be here. Co-op Daily. I like Co-op. I like their semi-skimmed milk, which is good. Oh, that frightened me. Ah, look at that dog over there. Feel sorry for the dog on his own, don't you? Is that dog gonna be scared of me? All together now. Wonder whose dog that belongs to. I like the flowers next to it though. I'm not a dog fan, I have to say. So yeah, nice lot of flowers there, beautiful, aren't they? Let me know what type of flowers they are, because I'm not really a flower fanatic, but I like seeing them. I just like seeing them. But yeah, because actually they're in my garden at home. Another bench there, which I missed on the other side. Albert Street we are now at, and just to prove that point, I wonder where it leads. It leads somewhere up there. So yeah, I haven't got my gimbal with me because, of course, it broke. Well, not the actual gimbal itself, but of course the top part. And you know, it's something I've got to learn for next time. But anyway, I've got a few at home that I can replace it with anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If you know where the top parts you can actually buy, let me know. Maybe you can buy them in Poundland, but they might not be available in Poundland, I don't know. But actually I had to buy a lot of chargers today. A couple of them weren't working, I said earlier on my live stream, so I had to go back and replace it with other ones that do work. It's those white ones. Some of them will work, some of them won't work, so bear that in mind. And they are £1.50 in Poundland. So work that one out. Why is it £1.50 when it's called Poundland? I'll let you lot think about that one. So we're still walking down out Risby Gate here. Victoria Street we're coming out now. And that's the noise of that. Just in case you're wondering. It's easy to make a noise of that. Victoria Street this is. Just in case anybody wants to know. That probably ends up at the Spread Eagle somewhere. I'm sure it does go up that way. I'm sure some of the walkers went up that way as well. Don't know if there's a pub up there. I think it's a row of houses up there. But anyway, we're walking down this street here. Lovely trees here, really marks of a lovely area down here. By the way, you're watching Touring With Us live here on Facebook. And if you're watching on replay, you may well be watching on the YouTube channel as well. So many hellos to you out there. So yeah, I'm just reading the earlier messages. But yeah, thank you very much for everybody that has tuned in. We really do appreciate that. We do hope that you have enjoyed this live. This is probably the longest live I've done for a while, and it's on my own for a little while. And unfortunately, I knew this would happen, that of course the 12:15 bus wouldn't turn up. So that's a bit of a shame, but never mind, these things happen. We have to continue in life, and we have to get on with it as well, because you can't do nothing about it really. So the signal seems to be fine, otherwise people would have complained about it by now. There's a car park over there, and I think it is pay and display, and there's a T-junction up there as well, so you can't go any further. I'm going to go for a takeaway at the end of this walk very soon, because probably you lot are probably asking, why haven't I done that? Because I actually deserve it after a walk like this. Look at this, of course, old-fashioned BT phone. People have mobile phones these days, so they don't bother with phones like this. And I think it still works, actually. You just got to put your money in it and ring up. But it could do with new windows, I have to say, on that particular note. Look at the state of it. I find that quite fascinating when things get trussed up. Who fancies a Whopper? I don't think I'll go to that extreme, but of course, look at the leaves here. You can tell it's autumn, can't you, or coming that way. Some of the leaves are on the ground here, as you can see. So we're walking past the wall of Out Risby Gate. We're coming up to the roundabout here, which actually can be quite a busy one. One way goes to the train station there, and of course some of the times the buses do go round that way, but they're actually going across the roundabout, and you'll see in a bit where the actual buses do actually end up. Do you know what? It's incredibly difficult doing these actual walks, because you actually literally got to look where you're going and talk at the same time. So it's really difficult. But I'm doing my best. The best is all you can do. There's a post box. It's quite useful to know if you want to post any letters. Wonder how many post boxes there are in Bury St Edmunds. So yeah, we should be heading towards the roundabout in just a second. So if you're listening on a commentary, because this could be a commentary in the future, then you know, I might be, of course, talking a little bit better, because I'll be not out of breath. But yeah, I'm actually not out of breath at the moment, but of course it could well be the case that I get out of breath if I go up any hills anyway. I'm not really a hill person. Max is tuned in, Max Jennings. I think you've seen us on YouTube somewhere. I recognise that name. So yeah, I forgot to put my zoom mode back. So yeah, this is the main road, that the actual buses 15 or 14 come through at the moment, you know, where these cars are going out, and that's probably where it ends up going out as well. And there is a precinct car park there, and the precinct is over there, the Arc shopping centre. Lovely shopping centre, worth a check out. And I would personally say that it's definitely a walk that you can't afford to miss. So yeah, it's quite breezy up here. I'm going to use this path actually to go up this way. It's B&Q car park, which you saw a minute ago. Well, you saw a little bit of it anyway. Feels like I'm walking up a hill here. I wouldn't actually do what some other people do, is climb up churches. Couldn't do it anymore. Honestly, I really couldn't. So yeah, I'm quite happy to do what I'm doing today. And let us know if the signal's fine as well. Is the signal a bit blurry, or is it okay? Let me know. Max says, nice to see you live and back out and about. Thank you very much for that. I'm doing a solo one because Julian Spoons can't come out and do it because he didn't miss the bus, it didn't show up, so he's on his way over here today, so he won't be on the live, unfortunately, at the same time as me, because I had to get on with it pretty much. I don't know where this is heading towards, but I hope it heads into the right direction. Because of course looks like it's a subway of some kind. Yeah, I'm heading in the right direction, I think. I've never literally been down this way for a long time, so you have to sort of bear with me on this. Welcome to Bury St Edmunds. Should have that on all towns, don't you think? A jewel in the crown of Suffolk. Lovely sign there. Look at these paintings down here as well. They're quite nice. The signal might get a bit funny down here. I just want to show you it down here because I fancy showing you. That's quite amazing. You know, to see this in a subway kind of thing. You know, like a London Underground down here. At least there's light so you can see where you're going. Look at that picture as well. Hello, welcome back to the stream here. Somebody said the stream was good, but of course, unfortunately, when I went into that tunnel, it was trying to reconnect, and I couldn't do nothing about that. I couldn't even really get back onto the stream as quickly as I'd like to. So yeah, I have to do a video at some point. So yeah, as people are walking through that way, so we continue up here. For the second part of this video here, we do apologise about that, and there's nothing actually we can do about that. Sometimes the signal goes a bit funny underneath tunnels, and we have to just bear that in mind. And of course, even with 4G signal, of course it didn't allow me to continue, sadly, on that sort of note. So yeah, please bear us in mind when that happens and come back to the live stream here, and it should notify you as to when we are live anyway. But yeah, it was trying to reconnect, and that is a bit of a sad thing that of course it went on for air. But we are still back here, and this is the sort of multi-storey car park you can see here. Look at that car park, isn't that amazing? So this is the path I took up here. Max is back with us. So yeah, we were looking at those lovely sort of paintings in there, or actually photographs there. I'll have to do a video of this because actually the signal, I know where the dodge areas are, so I have to bear that in mind in the future. But yeah, be careful coming up these steps. There's no railings on here, so I have to literally be careful. And as you hear my voice, it's very echoey. And I'm glad you said that nice comment earlier, that of course it was pretty much better that I came out and about And thank you very much, Max, for that. I know you've seen us on YouTube, on the live there, on our webcam, and hopefully in the future we might get back on it. There's railings up here, but there's no railings on the other one. So, yeah, it needs a sweep up down here. It really does. I think, I know the council do a lot of good jobs around these areas, but, of course, they do need to scrub up here. Yeah, it's quite a tall lot of steps here. And the signal probably won't go dodge here. But very steep steps here, by the way. Hopefully the signal will stay. It keeps on saying keep trying the signal and all that kind of thing. So the fourth and last time here, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everybody that has tuned in today. It's a little bit on the windy side, I have to admit. So of course bear that in mind here in Bury St Edmunds. You don't often get wind over in this direction, but when you do, it's absolutely horrible. But I have to stress that it has been an extraordinary walk here, and it's probably been the longest walk that I've actually literally done. So thank you very much for everybody that has supported us here and watched us during our lives. These videos will have to be edited and put up on our YouTube channel. Unfortunately, the signal did go dodge, especially when we went underneath the tunnel. So we'll have to do videos of that in the future and for you to check out there. And thanks to Max Cummins for the lovely message saying that I'm glad I'm doing my walks out and about as well. So I'm going to end by saying I'm going to have a KFC to finish off with, maybe a cup of tea of KFC as well. Probably need it after my walk today, because literally KFC is just around the corner, and of course it's not far from where I am right this minute. But if I was to go any further now, my signal will actually cut off. So we appreciate any support that anyone does have, and we do apologise. We can only apologise to our viewers out there when we do get cut off. My videos have been uploaded, so of course I'll have to upload them at home and put them all together. So Max is back here now, so we do apologise about the coming off about 4 times today. Although you saw, or some of you might have seen, most of the actual footage today, and just want to leave you with the last picture, and of course that is overseeing the Arc Centre, the car park, which leads onto the Arc Centre. You probably get a better signal down there, because I've noticed that they actually have a Wi-Fi down there in that sort of area. But of course the signal 4G might be better down there, and it probably won't go as much as it has done here. A bit sort of funny. So I'm going to leave it on that note. If anybody wants to donate to us, feel free to do so. You'll be donating to great charities, as I usually mention, which is Salvation Army and Food Bank of Reach, and also the running costs to keep us all going, keep you all happy and entertaining. The positive vibe continues. So yeah, I should be waiting for my brother to come later on, and hopefully I'll have a chat with him a little bit later on, and hopefully the signal won't go dodge, because he wants to go into Wetherspoons there. So, and that would be quite fascinating on that particular part. So yeah, he'll be hopefully joining me at about 3 o'clock ish, around about that time. I'm probably going to give him a ring, see where he is, but of course in the meantime he probably doesn't know where I am either. So KFC is just literally just around the corner there, and you've got Subway as well, and you've got Frankie and Benny's, which we haven't got in Haverhill. So that's quite fascinating to know that. So yeah, like I say, anything that you do miss can be available on the YouTube channel. But like I say, we cannot always help the signal, and especially as someone said, it was clear and they could hear the sound very clear, and unfortunately it just went when I went in the tunnel, and it went when I went up the stairs and up in this direction as well. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll leave you with this picture, and we'll leave you with the sounds of the beautiful area here, although you're only hearing car sounds, motor sounds, that kind of thing, and general life, you know, just to enjoy day life here. thank you for watching, and God bless to you all, and hopefully you'll see us soon. See ya, bye. That is the 15 bus there. I've just noticed that. See where it's going now. Yeah, it's going around that way, not going through the main actual town centre where it should go, because of the buildings on the other side. They're doing some building work on the other side, and that's why certain buses are not going through and stopping at the Arc Centre. Useful information. So seriously, catch you all soon, and do leave us a comment on the YouTube channel if you haven't done already.